this episode of Dalano and Absum. I'm gonna read tarot, and before I do that, I want to say about why I'm reading tarot. And I'm reading tarot because I am a Wiccan. I am a religious person. So let's talk about that. Before I get to the reading, so there's not that much suspense, I'm just going to tell you. So this is your future, you guys, okay? This is the future for the collective consciousness. And then very specifically the people watching this video. This is your future. Alright, so we have the Magician, the Empress, the Justice card, the Moon card, the Lover's card, the Star card, and underneath the Lover's card are two cards, Six of Cups and Six of Swords. Now, obviously some of you know I cheat in my job, okay? Oops. I cheat in my job. Oh, and underneath the Empress is Three of Cups. I cheat in my job because I'm a witch. I tell people I'm a seer, but it's a lie, I'm a witch. It was underneath the moon, Ten of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. So I cheat in my job. Underneath the Justice card is Queen of Cups. And underneath the Star card is Seven of Cups. Underneath the Magician is Four of Swords. So some of you know I cheat in my job because I do this little trick where I use magic to make things come true, whether that's not what the card said or not. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? I cheat in my job. I'm joking. And I use probability manipulation magic to make sure like the cards that I feel like talking about come on. And then I make sure that the things actually happen. So there's no such thing as like I pull a card for you and it doesn't happen because well, if it wasn't gonna happen, it would happen. explained on my spiritual artisan channel, like my understandings of how to affect the probability manipulation fields of the wallet with your mind. Pretty much people figured out that your answer was meditation. And if we're not playing a political word game, and we just accept that, like, you can sort of understand what that means, and then not be like, oh, like right, some kind of breathing exercise where you practice awareness of certain things. And I'm actually multitasking right now, for real. I need the reflection of. So filming this video is kind of like perfect for what I want to do. Okay, so right, I'm channeling everyone's guardian angels. I think people have gotten a bit carried away. So yeah, let's talk about your guardian angels. Oh, hello.
Hello. Hi. Can I do observation, please?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Okay. Let's do it here.
Okay.
We're going to get a little bit of a screen here, okay?
That's okay. Thank you.
Fine, 36 minutes, okay? One more to do. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Everything is okay? Okay?
Okay. Let me show you that. This is your future. This is what's in the X-ray. Number 1. Number 2. Examples. So spiritually. So then I decided to be religious. To be blessed. Oh, why? Because I got into spirituality so much. I did it so much, it's like a religion, right? Get it? Like, it's almost like, you go to a lot of these events, huh? Like, you wouldn't tell a Christian. You go to church every Sunday, huh? So, I just kind of went like, okay, I'm religious. So it's like witchcraft, I gotta like, you know, it's like church, I gotta know everything. I'm still spiritual. But I just say I'm religious now. Because I'm diving deep. Many times I get into magic. This is the moon, the full moon. We have the lovers. This is the next way, this is the future. And then this is what's next way, this is the future, the star. Remember, just because I let the angels tell me nice things for you, that don't mean I don't can. This is what's next for some of you as well. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I've had this since I was like 9, 8. It's got like scribbles of my favorite hymns, I think. I don't know like what to tell you. I've got like notes and stuff. Oh wait, favorite Bible verses written down in handwriting when I was like 10. Look, I use this to practice the signature that I use to this day. Okay, it's held up together by tape and stuff. Look like hymns I know are like circled. Christmas hymns. See, come on, faithful. Yeah, I'm just kind of sick of like people who got to know me as a spiritual artisan, and kind of like just got carried away with like overly identifying with being on a spiritual journey with me, rather than you being on your own spiritual journey and observing me from your universe, which is what's actually happening. So I'm gonna need you to back the fuck up. Don't judge me, but I'm also gonna need you to back the fuck up. When it comes to my spiritual life, and just try to remember that the spirits are supposed to be the center of that. So, not to get carried away. And this is something that you should live by too. There's no such thing as, well, I'm just gonna care what people think of me about me forever until the next day, like now. Just care about what the spirits think about you. Leave it there. Is that understand? But you guys get where I'm coming from, right? I know I'm still sick. Okay, so alright. Mortatelli / necrotelly time. Oh no.
In the type of chocolate that you're eating.
Ooh.
So it's not that you have to sit there and eat a white chocolate Easter egg. This could be a white chocolate pudding. It could be a white chocolate egg.
Right.
But it's the flavour profile. So we're going to start with the first one here with white chocolate, which is called Noseko. Noseko is a non-alcoholic wine. So Gab, I really want your thoughts on this. If you were going to do an alcoholic drink, I probably would go for sparkling anyway with white chocolate because it's so sweet as a taste that you really need something to help try and cut through that a little bit.
Yeah.
And bubbles is often, as it is in life, is the answer. So go with bubbles and it just helps lift the palate. So this one,
Starting to know where you are.
It's only £3.50, obviously because they haven't got any alcohol in it. And it's just a really nice, clean, fresh tasting, non-alcoholic fizz, but hopefully you'll see with the white chocolate, it just helps lift the palate, lift the grapes a little bit. What do you think about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah? I mean, that's the thing, white chocolate is so sweet.
That's really nice one.
It's a very nice white chocolate. I mean, they're all, that's the thing, but yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I get that.
You get that?
Yeah.
Still go milk? Or might you give that a go? Okay, the suspense. So next we've got milk chocolate. And very often, once we get into milk and dark chocolates, I often hear people saying that
Necrophone.
wine and chocolate just doesn't work. Like there's a clash. To which I say you're just not trying hard enough. Like there's definitely a way for it to work, but it's about getting the right sort of wine.
Right.
So I would say with milk chocolate, if you wanted to pair it with a red wine, and this one here is Tesco Finest Balda Conchagua Merlot. So go for a wine that is from a warm area, because then you're going to get ripe, juicy flavours, and also the tannins will be soft rather than hard. So you wouldn't want to put a chocolate with a wine with lots of hard tannins. So this one, £9 from Tesco, and because it is from the very warm Colchagua Valley in Chile, it's just got nice juiciness to it.
Okay.
So again, you could go Zinfandel, you could go Syrah, but I wouldn't go probably for like a
Jackson.
contaminated.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, the first one, yeah, definitely. It's soft. And
Yeah.
I get your point.
Soft
It's
and
not. Sometimes red wine and chocolate really clash.
Yeah.
But that's quite soft. The tannins are soft, so it does work with milk chocolate. It's still quite jarring.
It's a commitment.
Yeah, it's a commitment.
It's more of a commitment.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, if you've got your leftover chocolate there and you want to sit there with a glass of red wine at the end of the evening, it does work. Just go for the right.
Right. Yeah. And those high tannin ones.
Juicy.
Yeah. Juicy.
Juicy is the word.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. lot sweeter here, and actually the wine that we've got here would work with nutty chocolate as well. So this is actually an Amontillado sherry. And the thing about, so most Amontillados are actually bone dry, but this one you can see on the label, look for one that says medium. It's got the word medium on there because you do need some sweetness.
That's lovely. No.
If you've
That's
got
the best one so far.
on the back, yeah. So that with a caramel or even a nutty chocolate would work really well. They're such good value. So that is £11 from M&S. I think you get such a good wine for your money there. Question.
So I'm not usually mad on this, on sherry, the sherry, but together, delicious.
That's it, because it does bring out the caramel notes of it. It really does. And I mean, I think you know, Rab, I know you know about your wines. So it is that sherry often as well. Most of it is bone dry, but when you've got a sweet one like this, it's quite, I think, for puddings.
Yeah, and actually, I don't drink at all, but I do love sherry. I love the smell of it, and I use it in like rum raisins, and I love using it in my desserts. And I had a tiny sip of that.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's perfect.
The flavours
Really
are so good.
Perfect. Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to beat that. Nice.
Do you think? That was really good. That was really good. Okay, this is a challenge. So now we're on to dark chocolate. And one of my absolute favourites for dark chocolate is a vintage pour, or even a late bottle vintage pour.
Yep.
You remember we had, earlier in the year, we had an LVV. So that is like a vintage port, but the aging has been done for you, and they're really good value. So I wanted to do something a bit different. So we've gone for a Madeira here, and this one is Blandy's Rich Madeira, obviously from the island of Madeira. This one is 15.25 from Morrison's, and here again, what you've got that I think makes it work with the dark is when you've gone from the sherry is a bit more caramelly. This one here is just got a bit more oomph to it.
Yes, however, see, I'm a big fan of that on its own. I love using this particular bottle in cooking, actually.
Yeah, well,
I have it in my kitchen.
That was the other reason why I wanted
Like,
to put it here. Is that have you got it in the kitchen? Don't forget you can drink.
But that is so rich and so intense. It makes that taste good.
But if you tried that now with the red, for example,
Tried what?
the dark chocolate with the red wine, then you'll see that is more of a crash. It's almost like with the dark, it doesn't work, does it? Yeah. But if you try it with the dark,
That's not nice at all. That's weird.
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is about finding the right wine to go with the right chocolate, and it does work if you get the combination right.
Would you reckon I've quite often had like a sparkling chilled red?
Yes, yeah. Well, Celebrasco and dark chocolate is not Labrini, proper red Labrusco, like you would drink in Italy. Talk to Theo about it. They save the good stuff over there, but that with dark chocolate or with your pudding would be absolutely amazing. But I think you can have real fun with it. I mean, if you're sitting there with an Easter egg in your lap, that's the time to get out your drinks trolley and do some experimentation.
But really interesting how they all vary, because I would have said, just looking at that the Madeira would be my go-to, but it's not at all.
It's the Amontillado.
That sherry and the caramel.
Yes. And I have to say, the Amontillado, it does work with all of them. Because I've tried.
You get a lot of fun researching.
I don't take my research very seriously, but it's just a really natural match. Have I convinced you any more that wine and chocolate does work?
What, more than milk?
More than milk?
Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, but because of this, because of the sherry.
The sherry.
Sherry and the caramel is perfect.
Great.
Absolute perfect combination.
Yeah.
Thoughts? I'm transformed.
I love that.
Just tasting the dark chocolate with the Merlot, you can really feel that clash.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go back to the milk chocolate, it's really, really good. I mean, the non-alcoholic kind of Prosecco is probably not my
That's not your
house.
So, no.
Real
It's mine,
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
That's a pleasure.
Much more than milk. Right, we're going to soon find out whether it's food heaven or food heaven. Charlotte prefers Nadia has a recipe that uses up one of the most wasted ingredients in the UK, potatoes.
Okay, I'm done.
We waste over 4 million potatoes every single day in the UK. So Nick, nifty recipe
Back
to
to
make the
magic.
most of those final few spuds. I love this because this is almost like a
potato hybrid. We've got mashed potato, and we're going to fill that with baked beans, cheese, bit of chili. You guys are going to love this. My deliciously crisp potato cakes, packed with oozy melted cheese, sweet and spicy baked beans, and zingy spring onions, spin everyday ingredients into a heroic meal that leaves nothing wasted. If it starts with potato, you know it's going to be good. And I love this because when you've got the couple of odd potatoes, but they're not quite the right size for a jacket potato, don't let them go to waste. Make these. Now for potato cakes, first you need mash. So get some spuds on the boil. I never ever throw away my peelings. Pop them in the freezer and you can use a handful of those to thicken your soups. And it doesn't get thrown away. Potatoes for me are one of our everyday heroes. I mean, when you say everyday heroes, you kind of think like someone you love. But for me, it's root veg. It's root veg for me. And once these guys are just tender, they're ready to be drained and riced. There's nothing nicer than really, really smooth mash. So I love to use a potato ricer. You could totally just use a potato masher, absolutely fine. So I've made the potatoes specifically for this recipe, but it's actually perfect for if you've got leftover mash. Of all the things that I make, my niece says that my mash is by far the best. So every time I make it, there's a little Tupperware in there for her, and then I text her, and then you know it, she's round, and then she takes it home for a midnight snack. Once cooled, the mash is ready for a little flavour, starting with zingy spring onions or any onion you've got to hand. When I know I've got leftovers, I think about it at night, and I think, how am I going to use that? And what can I do with that? And I go to bed at night, and I wake up with a spring in my step, like, I'm going to use that up. I want to find a creative way of making that really delicious. I do. I love it. I love using leftovers. In goes a sprinkle of salt and black pepper. We could be here a while. I do like black pepper. Then to start the transformation from mash to potato cake, plain flour. This is really going to help to bind those potato cakes. If you try and fry those mashed potatoes without the flour, you're going to get more of a pancake. And we don't want that. Followed by my secret weapon, baking powder. It's not just for baking. Baking powder is going to create a light, kind of fluffy, airy texture, which is exactly what we want. We're looking for something that really holds its shape. So this is perfect. Now for the deliciously easy filling. I love baked beans. They're versatile. I think it's such a good ingredient. There are so many ways of eating baked beans. Stick with me. But to avoid soggy potato cakes, separate that tasty sauce from the beans. If we can save that and use it and make something delicious, we will, and I'll show you how. But for now, back to our filling with tangy grated cheddar. I mean, greatest combination of all time. As those potato cakes cook, the cheese is going to melt, the beans are going to warm up, and it's just like all that yummy goodness. Then finally, for a bit of oomph, a sprinkling of chili flakes, and we're ready to make potato cakes. I'm going to wet my hands, and this will just stop it all from sticking. Flatten it out, take some of that cheesy bean mixture, just bring it all together, seal it. Look at that. I love making these because you can pop them in the freezer and then I don't have to cook twice because I've already done it. Gently fry our fluffy morsels in melted butter. I love to fry these in butter because potatoes, butter, the winning combination. As the butter kind of melts and cooks, it starts to brown a little bit, so it has that lovely toasted flavour as well. While they sizzle away, we can get on with a deliciously versatile dip that you can use for the rest of the week. Simply mix that scrummy bean sauce with ketchup, punchy chili sauce, and creamy mayonnaise. And we didn't throw anything away. Think about that for a second. It's a big deal. Once the potato cakes are gorgeously golden and crisp, they're ready to serve. Oh my goodness, look at that. The cheese is oozing. My sweet and
and spicy bean-filled potato cakes are a scrumptiously simple way to use up everyday ingredients you've got knocking around at home.
Look at that sauce. That's how you can take everyday heroes and turn them into a complete hit.
Thanks, Nadia. You're an everyday hero. Time to find out whether it's food heaven or food hell for Charlotte. So it could be food heaven, which was you like salads, things like that. So we're making a little Japanese inspired salad, yeah?
Yeah,
Very happy.
that's what I want. That's
Hell was awful. Delicious selection of offal here.
Yeah.
Some pig's liver,
Yeah.
lungs,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then get into a delicious terrine, little salad, you hate chicory. So things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you want someone to be sick on your set, that's fine.
Yeah. Right, there's no vote today, so we're going to have a little game to decide Charlotte's fate. Now, Charlotte, we're going to test your knowledge of geography.
Yeah.
Here's a map of the world.
Good.
Do you have any idea in the world where Easter Island is, which, as everyone knows, is where the Easter Bunny comes from?
Yeah.
Now, we're about to find out. So here, as I said, is a map of the world. 3 strategically placed Easter eggs.
Yeah.
All you've got to do is to locate Easter Island under one of these eggs.
Okay.
You've got a 1 in 3 chance of finding it. If you find that Easter Island, you get heaven.
Okay.
You don't get hell.
The pressure's on.
Pressure's on. How's your geography?
Pretty good.
Is it?
I hope so.
Is it really?
Yeah. Let's see, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
Is it this one? I'm gonna make it a thing.
Oh,
These are-
oh.
Could it be? So
Are
that's
these-
the
oh,
Indian Ocean. Is it in the Indian Ocean?
Oh.
Do you know that?
Is it here?
I think.
In the Pacific Ocean?
I think it's in this specific ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with this here for Easter Island. Yeah. It does look exactly like that.
And it's that's exactly what Easter Island looks like. Yes.
It's such a
Anyway,
big-
heaven it is. Right, you can have a seat.
Okay. Thank you.
Jack, do you want to do some food? Yeah, I'll do something. Let's do some mushrooms. You're going to make some wasabi mushrooms. Right, got ya. So wasabi, butter, garlic, rosemary, chop, chop, chop. Yes. Yeah, mix. Wasabi, breadcrumbs over the top of that. Right, I'm going to get this hot smoked salmon.
Get those tomatoes.
Yeah, you can do some tomatoes as well.
How would you want them?
Comfy, please.
Yeah.
So, seeds of petals, tossed in a bit of sugar and salt, thyme and garlic, and then comfy for about 40 minutes.
Low temperature?
Low temperature. Yes, low temperature. In oven or
In oven.
in the oven. Right, let's stick this delicious offal in the fridge. What's wrong with offal then, Charlotte? Is it a school thing?
I think interesting. Not that I knew of, but it could have been. I feel like in those days it could have been anything in those stews. Yeah, it could be some sort of shot. I think it's just maybe. I think unfortunately it's sort of the idea of it, but it isn't great because if you're going to eat meat, you've got to eat the whole thing underneath. Because it seems a bit bizarre actually to just choose some specific areas of an animal. So I'll try my best. And
50% gets wasted.
it's awful. Well, okay. Well, actually, it makes me feel very bad. So I'll give it a go. I'll get that out of the fridge later.
Take it home.
Give it a go.
It'll be a nice little Easter treat.
I just didn't want to risk it on TV.
Yeah, fine.
Easter. It's Easter.
Fair enough. Very good geography.
Thank you. Yeah, there's some really good time wasting things actually online. I have a life. I do have a life. I do spend some time guessing locations online.
You saved a lot of time not playing the piano, so you're probably so.
Exactly. Now that that's dead in the water, and other things. Yeah. I bring a huge globe with me. Spinning it.
Right, Jack, you're doing all that business. I'm going to make this little toasted sesame dressing. So, knob of ginger. I got some tahini in there. Some black sesame seeds. What else have I got? I've got sesame oil, toasted sesame oil, a neutral oil, just a veg oil, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, and some miso. So it's quite a punchy little dressing. So Charlotte, what else are you up to? Tell us about this ITV show you're doing, Code of Silence.
Yeah, so we only finished that just before Christmas, but it's already coming out on the 18th of May. It's a drama. It's a crime drama. The lead is Rose, Amy, She wanted to be recently. She's kind of doing exceptional things. She's bringing out books and presenting Paralympics. So she's she's amazing, and she's the lead, and it's about, she plays a deaf woman who works in the canteen of a police department, and I play a detective who brings her on board to lip read the surveillance of a gang that we're trying to infiltrate, basically. And so she has this lip skill. Not all deaf people read lips, and she also speaks. She speaks BSL, so she speaks that with her ex-boyfriend in the show and her mother, and it's just a really brilliant show. Catherine Moulton created it, and it's I think it's gonna be so good. It's a really unusual take on a crime drama. We see so much through her name's Alison, Rose's character Alison. We see so much from her eyes. A lot of the sound is kind of based on a lot of her experience, and so I loved it. I had such a good time. It's a great cast. I think it's gonna be really exciting. It's kind of a gripping, it's a kind of a good crime drama with a great story,
I love a
but an unusual kind of lens because we see it through her experience.
And when you're in it, do you realise sort of, this is exciting? Do you get a gist of what you're in?
Yeah. We had because I'm part of a sort of team. We filmed quite a lot of scenes back to back, just rolled them through with a roving camera. Especially in the first few episodes, so we're watching real CCTV that they had got of the gang that we're monitoring, and everything felt quite live. It was kind of, you didn't have to keep sort of stopping and picking things up. It was quite exciting. And it's the first time I've ever played a role like that, so it was fun. It's good, and it's lovely. My relationship with Alison, my character, is called Ashley, and she kind of takes Alison a bit under her wing, and they have a great rapport. I think it helps I really get on with Rose. She's smashing. Yeah, she's great. She's really great.
Did she teach you any dance moves?
So she didn't teach me any dance moves. I think I missed that opportunity. But we still have hopefully some times to come. I think I'm going to see her soon, so we could maybe go out together.
Yeah.
Have a go. Yeah.
Jack, you're smashing on over there.
Yeah, so I've done the mushrooms.
Great.
So I've basically got some breadcrumbs, the garlic, the wasabi, the rosemary. I've browned them off a little bit in butter, and then I've just put them over the mushrooms. They're in the old oven over there.
Yeah,
I'm just confit some tomatoes. This is a really nice. I love confit tomatoes. Really good. They're really simple. Good for vegetarian canapes, like little cherry tomato confit on a tart and that kind of gear. So yeah, very. You say you really do love real crime.
Me?
Yeah. Crimes against creme anglaise.
Jack, we've left that behind. I've skirted over it. Nobody saw. It's fine. Leave it alone.
I've just petal the tomatoes and put in a bit of thyme, a bit of sugar, a little salt and olive oil, and then just into a low oven to get them nice and crispy.
Just queuing that gag up. Right, so we've got I'm putting some nice things on a plate. Just some nice crisp radishes,
I'm in the mood for
lettuce,
his toxic masculinity.
watercress. We've got black rice here, which I kind of like. It's quite nutty. And salmon's in the oven, just warming through. It's already cooked. It's hot smoked, obviously.
Really good in salad, isn't it? Hot smoked salad.
Delicious.
So nice.
Delicious. You can get it quite easily now, but I think it's just such a lovely thing to get.
I'm in the mood for aggro dad figures talking
So when
about
you're choosing
women
roles,
do this and
do
men
you
do
is it
that.
kind of the goal of the actor to keep changing things, to step out of comfort zone? Difficult to get typecast, I suppose.
I think you're sort of really lucky if you get to have any choice, really, most of the time.
Oh, really?
You just want to have a job and do it well. But I think a little bit more recently, there's a bit more of that involved in decision making for me, and
Right.
and yeah, I think a big appeal for me is constantly challenging myself. But you also want to make sure you kind of enjoy it and don't let that be too much of a kind of guiding principle, because then you can get a bit into your ego about it, and it's become, because also the project matters, right? Like you might play a similar part, but if the writing's brilliant, or you love the director, or you just really believe in it, then there's nothing to stop you doing that. I think you can get too wrapped up in your own, whatever, your path, but actually it also matters the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been lucky. I love stuff I've worked on, so yeah, I hope
And how close do you get with the other castmates? Because it must be quite, especially in a drama, it must be quite close and tight knit.
well on Code of Silence, especially our sort of detective team, they were so brilliant, great actors, and we were sort of a little foursome, and spent most of the first sort of 3 weeks together in a really, really run down ex-police station in Watford.
Right.
Having all our
lunches together, and it sort of feels almost like a kind of theatre company in that way, which is what I love, because that's kind of what I started doing. So
Was this after you'd been living in Brooklyn for 6 months?
yeah. So it was a bit of a change, to go from Manhattan and Brooklyn to Watford. But it was nice. Yeah, it was good. It kind of changed, because there's also sometimes something that's like really part of a huge juggernaut, like a big show that's already been established, and it's kind of lots of like money on the line, and it's all enormous, and it's already established. You can feel the pressure a little bit. And a new show where everybody's kind of learning as they go and everybody's kind of making it happen together can have its own unique, like, special thing, which can be quite liberating.
Really good.
We're nearly finished here, Hel, so what are we drinking?
Yes, good. Okay, so with this one we have gone for a white. This one is Italian. It's from Lugana. It's actually from Asda, and it's 11.42 at the moment. Quite a random price, but there you go. And the grape is...
Sure they know what they're doing.
I'm sure they know what they're doing. The grape is Turbiana, and what I love about this, so you know I love Italian whites, because I think you could drink a different Italian white every day and still not drink the same thing twice. But this is from vineyards on the, very near Lake Garda, and it has got that lovely freshness to it as well. And the beauty of Italian whites is I think they let the flavours on the plate do the talking. It's just the kind of best kind of support act you could ever get in a glass, Italian white. So hopefully you love that. Has he messed something else up over?
No.
Trying to gloss over what?
No.
Oh, what?
I'll go for it.
We're good.
I always know when he goes to the sink a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that happened.
You gave me the look that you chefs give each other sometimes.
If your dressing does split, just a little bit of hot water.
Your mushrooms on there?
What? Yeah, they're in. There you go, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So there's a little bit of these inspired salad. Hold that a sec. So we got there lots of different flavours. You told us you'd like tomatoes. We confit those. The greens, the watercress. What else do we do? The different mushrooms, the rice is just a nice little kind of nutty addition. And that's it. Pretty.
You've got wine under.
Oh, I got wine. Brilliant. Thanks. There you go, Jack.
I thought that was just
Cheers. Thanks, Hal. No worries. How is it?
It's delicious. It's so good.
Yeah, do you have the sesame dressing like that?
Sesame, yeah.
Because you just come back from Japan.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of sesame.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. You're very welcome. That's all for us today on Saturday Kitchen. Thanks to Jack, Rav, Helen, and of course Charlotte. All the recipes from the studio are on the website bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. There's no Best Bites tomorrow due to the World Snooker Championships, but I'll be back here live at 10 a.m. next Saturday for more food and fun. Enjoy the rest of your long weekends. Bye for now.
Dear parents and kids, you are cordially invited to the wedding of the year on BBC iPlayer.
This is the best day of all my life.
It'll be a day of celebrations, big laughter, and even bigger memories.
I'm Jimmy. I need the toilet. Oh, stop.
In a brand new, extra long episode.
Let's get on it.
An unmissable event for the whole family. Louis, the sign. Watch now on BBC iPlayer.
Word by
Questions. Been chasing for so long. 15 people went missing, just disappeared.
Doctor Who continues tonight at 7:15 on BBC One and iPlayer. On Football Focus today, we hear from Manchester United fans who are still recovering after a memorable night at Old Trafford. Arsenal march into the Champions League semi-finals, and we spent 24 hours with the busiest man in football, Partick Thistle's Brian Graham. We will see you in half an hour here on BBC One.
Got four popping round this weekend? Well, no matter what the weather's playing at, Mary's on hand now with some cracking tips to make it a good day.
For me, family comes first, but food comes a very close second.
I love it.
It's the joy of growing. It looks like ringlets, doesn't it? Cooking, it's a bit of all right. And eating it. Well, it can't be bad if I'm having a second half. Oh, you, my Mary. I'm feeling a bit sort of happy and I love meeting the people who share this passion.
Exquisite.
And best of all, there's still so much wonderful food to discover. Gorgeous colour, look at it. Isn't it exciting? Looking good. So let's get cracking. I never need a reason to ask friends or family over. The more the merrier. I love cooking for a crowd. Whether you're feeding 6 or 12, here are 4 recipes that will stand you in good stead. An elegant marinated pork dish that will easily feed a hungry party. A mouth-watering curry that will keep the masses happy. And the crowning glory of any big celebration with a foolproof twist. But first, a delicious savoury biscuit that will keep the hordes coming back for more. Walnut cheese biscuits. So good with drinks, great for a crowd, lovely to have in the tin. This all-in-one method couldn't be easier. Throw in 50 grams of self-raising flour, then 30 grams of semolina. I often put that in shortbread too, it gives that extra crunch. Chop walnuts, 75 grams butter, and 1 teaspoon of mustard powder. The cheesy kick comes from 50 grams of finely grated parmesan, an egg white, and seasoning. And you just combine it until all the ingredients are smooth, rather like pastry. It's all come together very nicely. Lightly flour the surface, then knead the mixture till the cracks disappear. I don't want too much flour because I'm going to roll it into poppy seeds. To make these clever biscuits, roll the dough into a perfect cylindrical shape. That looks about right to me. It looks as though it's nothing, doesn't it? But I'm going to make very thin, beautiful biscuits. You wait and see. This is the bit I love. Roll the cylinder in poppy seeds, making sure it's all covered. I'm not pressing down too hard because I want to keep that lovely shape. Gives a lovely, crisp, crunchy outside to the biscuit. And it does look very, very smart. That's absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to just wrap it in parchment and chill it in the freezer for about 20 minutes. With the dough nice and firm, cut very thin slices, meaning there'll be plenty to go round. This is the joy of the recipe. All that's left is to lay them on a lined baking tray. Pop into a 180 fan oven for about 15 minutes until they're a gorgeous golden colour. They look great. I love with this ring around the outside of the poppy seed, and they're just the same colour on top and underneath. Let's try. It really hits you. I can taste a hint of mustard. I love the parmesan. It's the best cheese when you want to use just a little cheese. And I bet you they'll be the star of your drinks party. Feeding a crowd should never be overwhelming. And I've come to a place where some remarkable people are very good at doing it.
Selfish. Oh, what a goal!
That's enough NECROTELLY. I don't know what to tell you, NECROTELLY. SHRE'BUN Martin AFFUERTE SECUNDIDUM a PLUVIA IGNISCENTI ERUPTIS LATAlis OCEANE LATAlis PHASMATOS MORTEM AFFUERTE CIRCUMDEDERUNT a PLUVIA IGNISCENTI ERUPTIS LATAlis OCEANE LATAlis FORTUNA MORTEM CIRCUMDEDERUNT a PLUVIA IGNISCENTI ERUPTIS LATAlis OCEANE LATAlis PHASMATOS MORTEM AFFUERTE CIRCUMDEDERUNT a PLUVIA IGNISCENTI ERUPTIS LATAlis OCEANE marked with destructive runes. Imploda. PHASMATOS Global Imploda. I'm spiritually transforming your inner world. I'm destroying it. Renewing it. I'm making it more spiritual. It's going through a shamanic death. My spiritual renewal. Staying and becoming born again. spell is the answer to your prayers. PHASMATOS MORTUOS. MORTEM the jealous of REDE. Spend time with this spell in meditation and ask your spirit guides you does what to do it. And you will realize why. Joining the natural witches of the world and casting this spell together to renew the consciousness of the whole bosom multiverse is what we need to be doing. PHASMATOS MORTUOS. Mortem the jealous of REDE. CIRCUMDEDERUNT PLUVIA Dalano to PERPETUUM. WUHAN Absum MAXIMATE. I must suggest protecting yourself with voodoo dolls. I must spell to bind evil. We would try to do evil against you. Witchcraft and voodoo for protection spells. Voodoo for protection spells. A couple bits in there. This to destroy their inner world, which will manifest as the external world being destroyed. If not trying it before. There doesn't need to be any awareness. Okay. I know. He does everything. Okay. I am a model, so I want to emphasize the power of practice and discipline at all times, right? Remember that. I used to look at spies on TV and these people, and I used to think, oh, so cool. And I remember moments thinking, maybe I'm too lazy to work. You know, a speech from the Jonas Brothers actually helped that one. There's one of the concerts or the extras or whatever I was watching, and they were talking about how, you know, if you want to be a musician, you want to do this, like you have to like really love it. You get up at like 3 a.m. in the morning and like whatever. It's basically like literal touring. There's like there's like a part that's like actual work. And by that time, I kind of understood that concept. I love swimming, you guys. I'm not here literally to brag. I'm just kind of sick of the rumors. And I know people are really, they feel demeaned when I say talk about their jealousies, and I'm like, you have to just get over it. And like I get that. I was kind of really humble, and I didn't tell you like I could do all this stuff. So like when you find out, you're kind of like, what? Wait, you do this too, and you do this too. And it's just like, I get it, but like, I'm just trying to tell you who I am at this point. It has to come up, and this is not me rubbing it in your face or talking about it all the time. It's just it's come up in conversation, and I just happen to mention it. Like, oh. And sometimes some of these people, you already know stuff like that about me, so when I'm talking about it, it's like you're like, oh, don't bring it up, and I'm like, don't do that. That's why I cut people off. I'm literally just like, I'm not gonna take your shit anymore. If I say like, don't be a weird narcissist, I mean, I said, don't be a weird narcissist. So, you know, people just don't know. When people call me lazy and act like, oh, he doesn't like to get up early, and like just like weird shit, like I'm just like, oh my god. I'm super disciplined. And I had a lot of training. I'm like, you literally used to getting up at 4 in the morning and doing like the most amount of workouts. Yeah, I used to be on the swim team, and our practice was in the fucking morning rather than in the goddamn night. I mean, rather than like after school, actually it was well. I'm getting up at 4 a.m. for practice, and then after school there's practice. Sometimes even in between school there's practice. You guys, like, I'm like basically an Olympic athlete. Okay, like it's not something you go around like saying, and it kind of was weird to keep bringing it up, especially in sports swimming and a few other ones, but like whatever. I went to music school, alright, and that was any music school. I think this music school was actually like super big. I just didn't really know. Basically, I think they used to like train literal Bob Marley and like I don't know, some next level shit, like some really big Jamaican artists and really big art like Grace Jones and like I think and like just artists that are like international and like some not even like actually Jamaican or not. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like and they just because they were kind of like I'm not gonna say that's the only reason, but one of the reasons was because they were Christian based, I think. Or Satan based, like whichever way around it was, but or maybe it was just like a personal thing, personal choice. Doesn't matter. But they were like really they're really humble about it, so I didn't really get it. And sometimes I'm that kind of person. Like I lived in Jamaica and I still didn't know like a lot of funny things. Like it was just so ridiculous. Like I'll be like, oh, that person, like oh, I just did not know me. So my point is like I have like a lot of fucking training and education and stuff, and it's really annoying when people keep saying like, oh my god, you can do this or you can do that or like whatever. So stop comparing yourself to me. Like if you're young or you're little, and you just think I'm this cool guy like everyone's looking at, it's like I'm not. I'm this guy that worked really hard for everything that anyone is admiring. I worked for it. Whether it's my face, whether it's my body, like when it comes to me, you can't thank genes, you can't thank my parents, you can't thank no one. Because you can lead a horse to water, alright? But you can't force them to drink. Like I chose to listen to what I thought was guidance. And the good part in people, the good part in scriptures and things and laws and rules and etc. I chose to listen to the sensible parts. So that means like nothing was pure. Like some stuff in the Bible was real and some stuff wasn't. Or not, or like was relevant and wasn't. Like some stuff in the law was cool, some stuff wasn't. Some stuff that mom and dad says right was some stuff wasn't. Some stuff that my teacher said was right, some stuff wasn't. Some stuff that my friends said were right, some stuff wasn't. Some stuff that strangers said was right, some stuff wasn't. Some stuff that kind people or people like and there's some stuff that wasn't. There wasn't anybody that was completely. It's like I used to think like because it's just that simple. People have bad days. People snap. People this, but that's the point. Okay, you guys like to get on this one track mind, like you know. That's just what I'm saying. I'm trying to train everyone to have that kind of mindset of like you like things because you like things, and things fluctuate, and give things room to breathe. So don't pressure certain systems. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? I am not going to be the problem that I observed. Which I know it's like people don't listen. Do you know like that statement where it goes like the road to hell is paved with good intentions? And you're like, it's like, wait, why don't we think about that for a second? Because don't we put pressure on people to have good intentions? What if it's true? Too many good intentions might lead to an imbalance, and that's how you end up in hell. Like that's what I just don't want to be stupid, okay? I don't want to look at all the warning signs and be like, shouldn't we discuss this? Like, no, just the stuff that are warnings. Don't be fucking stupid. And it's a finite number of things. I don't like deal with arrogance. Like people are just gonna get up and just decide that they think they know all that. I'm like, well, I don't know which one of these things are true or which one of these aren't true. So the only way I can fucking know is if we like investigate. So then maybe I'm literally serious. It's like people don't get that I'm changing my mind. Okay? So you're used to me as a, hey guys, it's Dalano with the spiritual arts. I literally change my mind. I don't want to be that nice. And I'm saying it directly to your face. You're like, oh, and I'm like, yes, oh. I change my mind. I don't want to go and smile and tell you everything's all right because sometimes I want to hurt people. And I'm not giving you a good fortune. There's no betrayal. I'm the same authentic-ish spiritual teacher, but now I do believe in lying. And I do believe in compartmentalizing information and not telling certain people certain things. Does that make sense? I believe in privacy. And I believe in some things to fight for. So that means I don't give a fuck if people miss me and they want me to make no much of a deal. I said, I decide like, wait a minute, I don't really think I want to be that popular. I want to still move in my darkness and do my different nigga things. Which I cannot do if everybody know me. Now, everybody does know me. Yes. But that's not neither here nor there to me. Okay? So, give up. Give up the character. Give up the hair and the makeup. Give up everything. I'm gonna knock you on your ass. I want to be violent. I don't want to make nice videos. I don't want to make ASMR forever and make you breathe like we're in a China shop with tea. I want you to be scared. I'm not Yahweh. I'm not telling you, for I have not given you a spirit of fear. Literally, PHASMATOS terrore. PHASMATOS terrore in fabricatis. PHASMATOS sentias terriblem tempestos. Understood? Ergo, voco, citate, o spiritus. Sin et terrore, et tremore, per terriblem, vinvinutoris etere. You're going to tell me to repent. Sin et terrore, et tremore, per PHASMATOS peccatas. Then understood? Peccata tua te abunt. PHASMATOS peccatas. Et mea vita non est affectus a te. I'm respawning as Dalano. I'm controlling the narrative. And I am growing up. And as that happens, I will take more and more control of my life, and you will learn to let go. Such is the natural balance of life. Not all or once, not all or nothing. Don't threaten me with, like, you know, oh, since you're a big, learn now. What is that? I never said that. I said I am growing. Gradual re-exchange and rebalancing of powers and energies. Wouldn't want me to end up codependent now, would we? So listen to Brave. Listen to say what you want to say. Sarah, Brave. Yeah, so reprogram your subconscious. Just listen to it. Oh, and break. Ariana Grande. Yeah, yeah. Those will lead you to a rabbit hole of other songs. But I'm gonna, keep using them to whoop your ass. Dig that. There's nothing wrong with having a wide set vagina on your face. Seriously, there's nothing wrong with having a wide nose or a chubby jawline or whatever. Stop those like videos about look smacks and 5 out of 10 for the wide nose and 9 out of 10. I was just like, are you guys serious? Like, stop touching people like that. Stop raining people's faces or their physiques. You're either turned on or you're not. There's no numbers involved. But there's self-esteem degradation, though, and psychological impairment. Stop. You should just believe in perfection. See, y'all are like, oh my god, the rumors about you are disgusting. And I'm like, I know. That's what I was reflecting back to you. I would say, I'm like, I'm not living in any mess, you guys. I'm literally sure. I would literally be like, I'm actually just reflecting the way that you guys are. I'm saying you guys are disgusting. I'm not cleaning up for you. I'm not like you're coming over. Oh, was literally the point. I said we need to start very gently and work our way up. And I was being told no. Okay. I think I really want to show you the witch bag. In case you're more honest. I mean, it's purple. Purple basil. So yeah, water and using your like fingers can create these cute little like ringlets. That makes a big difference with like how your hair dries. Made a video about that once. Literally it's the difference between you looking black and mixed race. Does that make sense? Let's just say it like straight. So like it's either gonna look like do you get what I mean? Or so if you want I don't think you believe me about the tanning. I was like, one more time, I think I have. You're like, yeah. So just like anybody else, any other white person that like tans, you like literally went on a holiday, so you tanned, like just for the weekend, and just like how people would expect after 3 days or something like that, it would clear up. Same thing with me. And literally out in the sun, so I literally recover. Literally after 3 days, I'll be back to like light gold. Okay. It's the same. I didn't get burned. I didn't like, I don't know what word you want to call it. It's just called a tan. People tan at different levels. And they also like recover and heal at different levels too. See what I mean? Okay. So I'm not done, but it's a concept. Like there's even stuff like that, and it's like everything's gone on the drain. Like someone's like, "Oh, you did it yourself?" And I'm like, again, literally, I'm not trying to like put hundreds of thousands of views on my black hair care videos. Like, I'm actually. It's kind of funny. It's like I actually have a passion for black hair care because I have a passion for education, and that just seems to be the hair that nobody knows how to deal with or style. And it's not even political for me. It's not like a personal thing. Like it's nothing. It's just like, oh, is that the field that people just don't seem to know the most of. So I'll do my research on that field then. And figure out like how to style it. And when you study here, you have to study sociology, you have to study psychology, you have to study like how wearing your hair different way affects different people's moods. This, that, you have to study the whole entire thing. So like, what is it about frizzy hair that causes people to not see it as stylish, but then like crimped hair is seen as stylish? And what's the difference? What's the psychological association? Is it the dryness? Is it that it's dirty? Is it that it's seized? Is it that it's unkept? What is, like, just diving deep into everything. So, you know, I went into all of this and I published my findings with people. And I'm not stupid. My videos have been online enough that the information can spread by word of mouth now. Like, it's okay. I'm not everyone's comfort toy. So I understand that my videos can be relaxing and soothing, and it's nice to get messages from me and stuff like that. People need to understand that I'm still new to everything that's happening in my life, and I'm not just gonna rush into it. Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh my god, well, I see what you mean. You look Greek, you look Arabic, you look possibly. My skin gets very light. It is very possible that people think I'm white most of the times. That's because there's no difference. It does not matter. Do you see how my literal facial features changed because I did my hair differently? But this is true. And that's what some of you will do. You will advertise a picture of me or a photo of me, an angle of me where my hair does not emphasize my jawline. And then say, oh, look. And then when you're taking a photo, it'll be a haircut that makes you look like a fucking light. And then you do that with each other sometimes. People should dress for how it emphasizes their features. It's that simple. Right? Dress for tones and collections and things like that. Like, do you understand what I mean? It means curly hair might suit some people because it breaks up like their seriousness. Straight hair might help somebody who always gets told they're a little girl to be taken a bit more seriously. The list can go on and on. Long hair can add femininity to a guy that's always gets accused of being aggro. Teal used to tell a story about how a spiritual teacher was happy he was in a wheelchair because he used to be 6'5", and then it attracted a lot of like. So likewise, this energy of like when I started to wear long hair and kind of like makeup, like the more feminine me was less threatening to certain people. And I noticed it made people feel very comfortable to be a certain way with me. It made it very easy to fetishize everything that I did. So I'm not like a chef, I'm a housewife. So I post videos about apple pie and cooking different recipes, and it makes it easy to be able to turn me into some kind of like woman role thing. And I'm it's easy for you to take the whole witch thing as femininity, and I'm like, no. I say PHASMATOS for a reason, which is about a universal term that just represents people. I'm not here to speak explicitly on gender roles right now, so I'm just gonna go with the one that where everyone's witch. I was always humble because I didn't always have all the answers, so I spoke on the answers that I did have. I want to hear people who try to apply Old Testament logic to women, but women in men's bodies, and I'm like, no. You either see it black or white or not. So you can't be talking to me and say because you think I'm feminine, and you gonna treat me like a literal woman. Like that don't apply to me, bro. So stop getting inflamed when I talk to you certain ways. I notice there's this energy of don't talk back, bitch. I'm like, no, just say don't talk back, guy. I have every right to talk back to you and challenge you as a man, but that's it's also alone like you don't get it, like you're alpha, so I'm saying I want to be alpha. Or I'm disgracing you, or like, do you understand what I mean? Stop getting angry at things. I'm not here for your feelings and your emotions. I came here to tell you no. This is how I grew up my whole entire life. This is the hair that I've basically always had in Jamaica. Get it? I tried something out. And people even have fairy tale about say I was out in Jamaica and I used to like do this and I used to do this. And no, I did not. I was Christian in Jamaica. I did not believe in being gay. It didn't make any sense to me. We understand each other. Do you hear that crow outside? The raven? So I thought I'd remind you. When people say, oh, you look like a woman, you look like a girl, like, what do you mean? Even when I put weight on, it's this big thing like I'm some girl. I call them struggling with weight issues. I'm not some like person that you need to talk about like that, okay? This is how it always was. I don't really see it. I don't really hear it. And even if it was true,
Be a turning moment. Well, for
no.
Declan Rice, sorry, I know that I don't want to be the one to keep going on about it, but in terms of we do go on about Jude Bellingham and in terms of the midfielder that he is, but do you think actually Declan Rice won that mental battle in there as well?
Yeah, without that, we've seen a couple of challenges on there of like him versus Bellingham almost, and it was that. That's how it was billed. Rice beat Bellingham, 2 leaders on the pitch.
What's on my skin is my natural oils.
Yeah, and then looking ahead to the semi-finals, PSG. What's your thoughts on that, Rachel? It's a different.
It's good to have natural combination, really. Drink
They,
lots of water.
look pretty electric. They came past Villa.
And wish to be greasy.
It's going to be difficult. The way that they set out and the way that they've been one of the biggest teams in European football in Real Madrid, I've absolutely no doubt that they can go out and do it again. You know, PSG, Real Madrid, I wouldn't say they're not similar teams, but from a caliber point of view, they're similar. I'm still going back Arsenal. This European, how they've